Yes, good evening friends. As we have promised, today we are going to see the socio-economic outlook, right? The socio-economic outlook of Telangana, which plays a very vital role in Group 2 and Group 1 exams, right? So, the in Telangana economy, particularly in Group 2, from this book, in fact, 2023, if you look at this book, right? Telangana Socio-Economic Outlook 2023, how to read this book, right? The first part is how to read this book. In fact, for both Group 2 and Group 1, to cover Telangana economy comprehensively, to understand Telangana, this book has a key role to understand not only just Telangana, its facts, how to place the facts in the right manner. This book has a crucial role to play. So let us understand, let us go chapter by chapter, right? Let us go chapter by chapter to understand this book comprehensively. Particularly if you look at Group 2, you all know that this is more factual, right? Questions are objective. Unlike a Group 1 descriptive exam, this is objective. So objective questions means you need to read the book keeping in mind or bearing in mind how questions are going to be framed, right? So definitely my discussion has to be focused from both fronts. On one front is Group 2 and another front is Group 1, right? So Group 1 is a little bit analytical. So I cover as much analysis as possible for Group 2 part also. So Group 2 exam for Telangana is postponed, right? So that's why we are going to cover chapter by chapter. And if you look at the content, right? This is a preface. You can read it if you want to. Index, right? So almost how many chapters are there? Some 15 chapters are there, right? Some 15 chapters are there. We're going to see. But let us first start with the second chapter, macroeconomic trends, because in this first chapter overview, in fact, this remaining chapters, almost some 15 chapters, there are almost some 14 chapters are revised in this first chapter. You got the point, right? In this first chapter, all the chapter summary is given. So let us see this first chapter at the end of this discussion, right? Once we complete all these chapters of macroeconomic trends, public finance, agriculture, and allied sectors till governance. Once we complete all these chapters, then we take up this first chapter overview, right? I feel that is a right way instead of starting with the overview in the beginning itself, right? So let us begin. So once we complete the rest of the chapter, the overview is like a nutshell. Overview is like a nutshell. It's nothing in fact. So we will take up the overview at the end of our discussion. That is, once the remaining chapters are completed, it's very easy in fact to go through the overview. So let us begin today's course, that is chapter 2, macroeconomic trends, right? This macroeconomic trends, that is how Telangana is connected, how Telangana is a part of India, how Telangana is a part of global economy, because we all know that today we are living in the age of globalization, right? Something happened in China, pandemic time, lockdowns, global slowdown, or war between Russia and Ukraine definitely is going to impact Telangana also, right? Because Telangana is a service sector led economy, right? We all know that we will see almost more than 62.5% of GSDP contribution. If you look at Telangana GDP contribution, service sector's contribution is almost more than 62%. We will see the exact figure, right? Don't worry, we will see the exact figure. So in this chapter, we are going to see, please listen, in this chapter, we are going to see Telangana GSDP, that is Gross State Domestic Product. Gross State Domestic Product, what is the definition of GSDP? We will see, right? What is the definition of GSDP? And similarly, GSDP at current prices, GSDP at nominal prices, similarly per capita income, employment, labor force participation rate, female labor force participation rate of Telangana with respect to India, and how questions are going to be framed. That is the most important, right? Ultimately, we need to clear the exam, particularly for Group 2. So, how questions are going to be framed for Group 2, as well as analysis, how questions can be framed for Group 1 also. You can ask any questions in the comment section if you're really interested. So, we will see the key highlights when the chapter is covered. Once the chapter is covered, we will see the key highlights at the end of our chapter. At the end of the chapter, we will see the key highlights. So let us begin, sir. So please pay the attention. So just now I told you, with increasing globalization than ever before in the history, and because of COVID-19 pandemic, we all witnessed in 2020-21 a dip, right? A dip in the growth rate, of all the economies, including Telangana, right? So the point is here, in 2020-21 a negative growth rate was registered, and now also in 2021-22 and then 2022-23, now it is 2023, right? I hope you know the meaning of financial year. I hope you know the meaning of financial year. So in this para, sir, the important one is you need to remember, say I'm covering from the point of view of group 2, right, as well as group 1 wherever it is required. So the thing is, if you look at here, the World Economic Outlook published by IMF, right? This is an important one. Who publishes the World Economic Outlook? The answer is International Monetary Fund. International Monetary Fund publishes this World Economic Outlook. This question can be asked directly for group 2, and it said that in fact the report was released in some January 2023, right? January 2023 report. So see, IMF in fact releases the report quite periodically. So this report may not be relevant now, but the point is here, World Economic Outlook is released by IMF, not World Economic Forum, right? Some people believe that World Economic Outlook is released by World Economic Forum. It's not like that. It's released by IMF, and it said that global economy is only just 2.9% in the year 2023, right? This figure may have revised. This figure may have revised by today. We do not know. So let us leave it. So the point is here. So please listen. At the time of a pandemic time, please listen, at the time of Chinese COVID-19 pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic time, because of the Chinese lockdown, the whole global supply chains came to some brakes was applied. In fact, because of disruptions happened to global supply chains, because of the reason is obvious. The reason is because of excessive dependence on China. Almost now today, in fact, whole countries are looking for diversification of its exports and imports, right? And we need trade diversification. If you depend on a particular country excessively, if something happens to a particular country like China, we are also going to be suffer. That's what we have seen at the time of pandemic time, right? So because of global inflation, even today also we are facing inflation. You know it, right? The recession and inflation. Similarly, the Russia-Ukraine war is going on even today also. Right? This is also paragraph, not that much important. So just listen, what is GDP? Here it is mentioned as a gross state domestic product, right? It is mentioned as gross state domestic product. So let us understand what is a GDP, right? What is GDP? Gross domestic product. Listen, sir, the definitions can also be asked directly. You all know that a GDP is a territorial concept. GDP is a territorial concept. It means how much final goods and services produced within the economy. I repeat, how much final goods and services produced within the economy is called as GDP. For example, in that particular year, this pen can be produced, this book can be produced. Book and pen both are goods. Similarly, services can be tourism, services can be IT service. It means the point is here, the whole goods and services produced within a financial year. And keep in mind, these goods should be final goods. If you calculate the production of final goods and services produced during 1 year within the country. For example, if you look at India's GDP, take India's GDP, whatever the goods and services produced within 1 year within India is called as India's GDP. It can be Pakistan also. That is whatever the goods and services produced within Pakistan in a given financial year, it can be Pakistan GDP. That's why it is called as a territorial concept. The point is here, if you calculate the final goods and services produced within a state during a given financial year, it is called as gross state domestic product, right? This is a GSDP. That is with respect to particular state. That's why this is a GSDP, not GDP, GSDP, right? Please remember the definition also. It can also be important, right? And be remember, it is all final goods and services. But the problem with GDP is, one of the limitations of GDP is a double counting. Double counting means intermediate goods can also be part of. While calculating GDP, intermediate goods should be excluded. I repeat, sir, please listen. For example, take this pen, right? This pen has components like refill, ink, the whole outer components. The whole pen price is almost some 10 rupees, right? If the whole pen price is 10 rupees, if we calculate once again the value of refill, the value of ink, it means what? not only I am adding the value of pen, I am also adding the value of ink pen or value of ink or value of outer components. It means what? I am duplicating. You're getting the point that already the value of ink or the outer component already the part of the pen price. The 10 rupees has the 10 rupees of this cost of this pen also already has the components of ink or all everything. The 10 rupees has everything. But the thing is, if you once again add this ink or any other things, it's a double counting. Got the point? This is called as a double counting, which is a limitation of GDP, right? That is the reason we go for GVA, gross value added. The reason for going GVA is because of this double counting problem. In GVA, there is no such problem as double counting. Do you remember this point? We will see it in a short span of time. So please remember, look at this point. So this is the definition. This is the definition, and Telangana is clearly saying Telangana is implementing supply side policies as well as demand side policies. Supply side policies as well as demand side policies. If you look at the supply side policy, it is a TSI pass. See this, you know, for industrial single window mechanisms. We need some single window mechanism. Suppose I am an industrialist, I should not go from department to department for all clearances, right? It's a tough thing. In fact, it's a tough thing. Not only a tough thing, if you want to improve ease of doing business, we need a single window mechanism. That single window mechanism is a TSI pass, right? Industrial Project Approval Self-Certification System, IPAS. Industrial Project Approval Self-Certification System. We will see more about this in industrial sector. A separate software is there for TSI pass. We will see it. But do remember, TSI pass is a single window mechanism for all industrial sectors. Similarly, T Pride and T Idea. Idea means industrial development, entrepreneurship for entrepreneurship aspirants, right? Make a check on it. Make a check on it. The point is, please listen. T Pride and T Idea both are for entrepreneurs. Both are for entrepreneurs. This for T Pride is particularly for Dalit entrepreneurs. DE, Dalit entrepreneurs, and this is for entrepreneurs, right? The point is to provide incentives to entrepreneurs. T Pride and T Idea were introduced. We will see more about this in industrial sector. Separate software is there. Similarly, TS Global Linker. TS Global Linker is social media platform for MSME sector. You know MSME, right? In industries, there are some small industries, medium industries, right? Micro industries. They need a social media platform to sell their goods, to sell their handicrafts, or to sell their some. It can be any goods, handicrafts, or it can be some goods made from any kind of raw material, tribal products. SME, small sectors. This SME sector, small and medium sectors need some social platform, and this TS Global Linker creates a social media platform for small and medium enterprises. This is also a government created platform to incentivize small and medium enterprises, right? We will see about this again in industrial sector. It is a separate chapter. It is a separate chapter, but do remember, and these 4 schemes, other than these 4 schemes, there is another one that is a homework for you, that is T-HOT, H-A-R-T. I repeat, T-HOT. What is H-A-R-T? Make some search, make some handicrafts, related to some handicrafts, make some search, and you make a comment if you want to know more about this. T-H-A-R-T. That is a T-H-A-R-T. Make a check on it. TS IPAS, TS Pride, TS Idea, TS Global Linker. Make a comment, provide the full definitions of this in the comment box. So similarly, sir, T-HOT, H-A-R-T, right? And these are all supply side policies introduced by Telangana, right? Introduced by Telangana for industrial growth, for industrial development, right? Similarly, not only these supply side policies, even in a demand side also, Telangana has some schemes. Demand side means Telangana is providing some money directly into the hands of people. Once directly money is provided in the hands of people, what's going to happen? Purchasing power is going to be increased. Purchasing power means once government provides me 10,000 free of, when it's a subsidy, a scholarship to me, definitely my purchasing power means more now, because I can buy any goods and services. It means what? It acts as a demand push. What the point is, acts as a demand push. That is, there is schemes like Dalit Bandhu, Rait Bandhu, Kalyana Lakshmi, sheep distribution, Asra pension. We will see later on all these schemes in a separate chapter called as welfare. Right? This increases the purchasing power of households. You got the point, right? Whenever the economy is slow, please do remember this point. Whenever economy is slow, to address this economic slowdown, we need some demand push. So, government, by providing this type of schemes, it increases the purchasing power of households, right? So that the country or a state comes out of slowdown, right? So, take a look on this. National Family Health Survey. This is a National Family Health Survey, 5th National Family Health Survey. This is a recent National Family Health Survey. In this survey, Telangana is ranked as a first rank. This is an important one. Telangana ranked as a first rank in this National Family Health Survey. In the case of Gini coefficient, what is Gini coefficient? What is Gini coefficient? And do remember this point. What is the Telangana's value of Gini coefficient? 0.1. 0.1 is the value. So the question is, what is Gini coefficient? It is there in the bottom side. It is there in the bottom side. Gini coefficient measures income distribution. Please remember, we all know that there is a huge inequality, particularly income inequality. Gini coefficient measures income inequality within the state or within the country. So if you look at the Telangana's inequality in Gini coefficient, right, it provides about income distribution. It says about the equality, whether the equality is increasing or decreasing. In this Gini coefficient, if the coefficient is 0, it represents perfect equality. Right? If a particular value is close to 1 means it is a perfect inequality. Right? It's close to 1 means perfect inequality. It is close to 0 means perfect equality. This is a Gini coefficient, sir. The value is there for every state, for every country also. Right? So Gini coefficient of 0.1. So what is the question can be direct? What is the Telangana rank in the as per the Socio-Economic Survey 2023, what is the Telangana rank in the National Family Health Survey? Answer is first rank. And remember the Gini coefficient of 0.1. And note down what is Gini coefficient. The Gini coefficient is all about inequality, about the equitable distribution of income, how the income is distributed to all the people, not only for the rich people, even the marginalized people also should get some benefits from the state. Right? If you go down, let us take up GSDP. I have already covered gross state domestic product definition. That is the production, whatever the production of all final goods and services value. If you take the final value of all goods and services produced within the state, within Telangana during a given financial year, it is called as GSDP. Now the case is here, in case of GSDP, right? GSDP is studied under two heads. Under two heads, one is current prices, other is constant price. Let's take a small discussion on this. Sorry, a small discussion on this. That is, what is GSDP? What is GSDP? So please listen. Okay, just a minute, sir. Sorry for the inconvenience. Right. So please listen, sir. GSDP. Just now I told you the definition of GSDP. But the point is here, GSDP is calculated under two heads. One is GSDP at current prices, another is GSDP at constant prices. If you calculate GSDP at current prices, it is called as a nominal GSDP. Nominal GSDP. If you calculate GSDP at constant prices or base prices, it is called as a real GSDP. Right? You may have a question, sir, why we are calculating GSDP under two heads? One is constant prices, another is current prices. So please listen. The point is here, we are calculating the production of final goods and services. You got the point of whatever, it can be pen, it can be car, it can be bench, it can be chair, whatever the final goods and services production. If you calculate, enumerate and calculate its price and quantity. Got the point, right? The point is, please listen here, current prices means present. Whatever the prevailing prices in 2023 or 2022, if you calculate the prevailing prices, for example, what is the price of this pen in 2022 or 23, price of pen, price of chair, price of this laptop or mobile phone, if you have considered the price as well as how many pens are produced, because how many pens are produced, how many chairs are produced, how many mobile phones are produced, it means what? Please listen, in a nominal GSDP, there is a price variation. Why price variation? Because the point is here, prices are not constant here. Please understand what is the difference between current price and constant prices. The point is here, in current prices, we take the present prevailing prices. The thing is, we calculate the price difference as well as a quantity difference. We calculate the price difference, that is every year. That is the reason. In case of real GSDP, the prices are constant. The prices are constant. The reason is, please listen, in real GSDP, the base prices are fixed with respect to particular financial year. In fact, the base year is 2011-12. Right now, the base year is 2011-12. It means what? we are not considering the price of this pen in this year. No, I am considering the price of this pen in 2011-12. You got the point, right? What is the price of this pen in 2011-12? And these prices are constant. You got the point. These prices are not going to be changed from one financial to other financial. These prices are fixed. You got the point. These prices are fixed means what? I am only calculating the difference of quantity. What the point? I am only calculating the difference of quantity. What is the difference of quantity in this year, that is 2022-23 with respect to 2011-12? Whether the quantity has increased or decreased with respect to the threshold. What is the threshold or benchmark? 2011-12 base year. You got the point, right? It means real GSDP only projects the quantity has whether it increased or decreased. Whether in the case of nominal GSDP, it provides not only the quantity difference, that is whether the quantity is increased or decreased, it also provides prices decreased or increased, because we are changing prices, right? In case of nominal GSDP, we are changing prices every year, that is current prices. But in the case of real GSDP, it is constant. If the prices are constant means real GSDP only reflects the change in quantity only, the change in quantity of goods and services, whereas in the case of nominal, it provides both price differences as well as quantity differences. The thing is, please listen, in most of the books, which one is more reliable means the answer is real GSDP. The answer is real GSDP. The point is here, generally, sir, in most of the statistics or economy, price fluctuations are removed. Got the point, right? Price fluctuations are removed. That is the reason real GSDP is generally more constrained. It does not mean nominal GSDP is the outdated criteria. Yeah, nominal GSDP is there, but real GDP provides or excludes inflation. Real GDP excludes inflation. That is the reason it provides the accurate picture, whether the quantity, whether the number of pens or number of cars or number of mobile phones, whether it has increased or decreased. What the point of whether the economy is increasing or decreasing, whether the quantity is increasing or decreasing, it is accurately projected by real GDP, whereas in the case of nominal, it projects both quantity as well as price. That is the reason real is more considered instead of or rather than nominal, right? So let us consider Telangana GSDP from both points of view. So now we are going to calculate Telangana GSDP at current price. This is not constant prices, current prices, right? So you need to remember some facts, sir. You need to remember some facts for examination point of view, right? And the thing is said for group 1, you need to arrange these facts in a logical manner wherever it is relevant. What the point, right? Facts are not half-shelled. If you apply the facts in a haphazard manner, random manner, it cannot be accurate, right? Depending on the demand of the question or relevancy, you need to apply the facts. So let us begin from group 2 point of view. If you look at Telangana GSDP, you need to remember this fact. For 20, sir, please listen. You all know that for India also, survey is released before budget. You know this, right? Survey is released before budget, that is on January 31st or January 30. Survey is released February 1st, budget, right? In the same way, state governments also, before budget, survey is released. What is the name of the survey in Telangana? Telangana Socio-Economic Outlook. That is the book. That is the book which we are reading. This is a survey, right? And this survey is generally about 2022-23, right? That is the past performance, 2022-23. If you look at budget, right? Do you know the budget? The budget reflects 2023-24. I repeat, sir, budget. On the budget, if you look at the current year budget, it is 2023-24 financial year. If you look at this book, that is a survey, Socio-Economic Outlook, this book is all about not 2023-24. This book is all about the past performance, that is 2022-23. In other words, the difference between survey and budget is, survey is all about performance. Survey is all about performance, how the government has performed. What the point, how the government has performed on, say, several indicators. It can be social development, it can be welfare schemes, it can be fiscal policy, how the government has spent the money in a constructive manner, whether the government is reaching fiscal consolidation or not. All the advices, rational advices, logical advices, sane advices are given in the book of economic survey. That is the book we are studying. Whereas budget it's a planning document, right? It's a futuristic. It may happen, it may not happen. The goals present in the budgets are generally do not happen. They progress, right? You got the point, right? It means the point is budget is a planning document, futuristic planning document, whereas survey is a Survey is already finished, a performance document. What you have performed, basing on which you need to take the decision for the future, right? So I hope it is clear the difference between survey and budget for students who are studying group 1 also. So remember this fact, sir. We don't remember the fact. 13.27 lakh crore. What is this fact? The fact is, if somebody is, the question is, what is the Telangana's nominal GSDP? What is the answer? 13.27 lakh crore. You need to remember this fact. And what is the growth rate? 15.6%. I will tell you what is growth rate, sir. How this 15.6% value is derived. I will show you. I will show you how this value of 15.6% value is derived. I will show you what the growth rate means. Always some comparison. This year with respect to previous year. I will show you, but to remember both facts. You need to remember both facts. One is 13.27 lakh crore. These facts are for 2020 to 23. Right? This is a performance. Any survey always talks about the performance of the past financial year. Right? So 13.27 lakh crore is the nominal GSDP with the growth rate of 15.6%. Right? Let us take the curve, sir. I will explain this para, but before that, look at the curve. And before that, first understand this. Come to the table, sir. If you look at the table, this is in lakh crores. Visible, right? This is in lakh crore. Sir, please listen how questions can be framed from this book. What the point? How questions can be framed from this book? The thing is here, some questions are directly derived. Some questions are directly framed, particularly from group 2, from these graphs. You got the point? There are several graphs are there, several pictures are there, several pie charts are there, tables are there. Questions are generally derived from these boxes, right? Because these particular statements, right, it may or may not be present in this book. So you need to be particularly careful while studying a particular graph or table, right? So the question is it possible to remember all the numbers? Is it possible? Definitely the answer is no. It's humanly impossible. So you need to remember only those figures which are particularly 2020 to 23 only, right? These figures only. So remember, what is the Telangana GSDP at current prices? 13.27 lakh crore. Just now we have discussed 13.27 lakh crores. And this 11.48 is not important. 11.48 lakh crores is the GSDP. It means what? 11.48 lakh crores production was happened in Telangana in this financial year. Got the point? In this financial year 2022, 11.48 lakh crores production of goods and services happened within the state of Telangana. Got the point? That is the meaning of GSDP. Now the point is 13.27 minus 11.48 divided by 11.48. You know growth rate, right? I know I don't want to provide how the percentages. The point is here, if you subtract 13.27 minus 11.48 and then divide it by 11.48 into 100, what is the value? 15.6%. And what is this figure? Growth rate. You got the point, right? What is the growth rate of Telangana in 2022-23 GSDP is, what is the value? 15.6%. Both values are important, sir. Both values are important. And regarding India, this is not important. 273.08 is not important. You can leave it, right? Sir, please do not try to remember all the facts. There is some cost benefit analysis. Means there are already so many numbers are there. You need to remember, right? You need to practice. You need to see it again and again till the exam comes. So the point is here, do not remember so many facts, right? So anyway, come to the next point. Sir, if you look at it, the top one is Telangana, right? And the bottom one is India's GSDP, India's GDP at current prices. Sir, by observation, you can see that in this pandemic time 2020-21, India's growth rate was registered as negative. But if you look at Telangana, sir, it was not negative, it was positive. Thanks to Telangana economy, thanks to Telangana government and their commitment, because Telangana economy was still positive here, right? Note this point. This is an important one. Number 2 point is, see here. Okay, sorry. See here, the 2014-15, right? And we all know that 2014-15, June 2nd is a historic moment for Telangana, right? So the point is, it's a bifurcation. Bifurcation happened in 2014-15. The point is here, please look at here, 12% growth for Telangana. All India, what is the all India's GDP? 11%. So the point is here, what? Telangana's GDP is more than India's GDP at the time of state formation only. What the point? Anyway, the gap is only just 11%, and here also there is some gap of some 0.2%. Here the gap is 15.6% and 15.4%, right? In 2022-23, the gap is 0.2%, and here the gap is some 1%. The point is here, please listen. The point is, I am giving a statement. I am giving a statement. So please listen. This type of statements are derived out of these graphs. Please listen to the statement. The GSDP of Telangana. The GSDP of Telangana has been higher than that of India. The GSDP, please listen. The GSDP of Telangana has been higher than that of India since its state formation. What the point is, whether it is correct statement or a wrong statement, answer is correct. Do remember this fact, because once we see the constant prices, you will know. The point is here, since the state formation of 2014-15, Telangana's growth rate or Telangana's GSDP, it has always been higher than that of India, and this is with respect to current prices. So do remember this point. This is with respect to current prices. Telangana's growth rate is always higher than that of India since its state formation, right? Anyway, if you look at constant prices, right, there is some distortion. That's why I'm focusing on this point, right? This is not important, sir. This is not important. You can leave it if you want to. This is an important one. This is an important one. So please listen, sir. We all know that Telangana is a service-led economy. Service-led economy. I will show you why Telangana is called a service-led economy. What is the contribution of service sector to the overall Telangana's GDP? We will see later on. No, this is not the right time. So please listen, sir. If you look at this bar diagram, in 2014-15, what is this bar, sir? It is Telangana's GDP, Telangana's GSDP contribution to Indian GDP. So we all know Telangana is also part of India. Almost many states are there. Compared to all the states, almost some 13 general states are there. Anyway, the number is also not important. In the 13 general states, what is the Telangana contribution to India's GDP contribution? This is an important one. In the formation of state formation, it is only just 4.1%. It is only 4.1%. Now it is increased to 4.9. This is important. This is important. The question can be directly, what is the Telangana's state contribution to the India's nominal GDP? You got the point. This is nominal GDP because this is a current prices. You know it, right? Current price is always nominal. What is the Telangana's contribution to India's nominal GDP in the recent 20-23? In the recent 20-23, the answer is 4.9%. You got the point. 4.1% may not be important for the exam, but do remember this 4.9%, and now the state becomes the seventh largest contributor to the national nominal GDP, right? So this is an important one because this signifies Telangana's contribution to the overall India's development. This is often repeated statement, right, by the Telangana government. Telangana is contributing to India. How much is contributing? This much is contributing. The seventh largest contributor, right? Now we are going to study constant prices. I already discussed with you. This is real GSDP. Now we are going to study. This is a GSDP at constant prices. Means this is a real GSDP. Real means why it is real, sir? Because the price fluctuations are excluded. The prices are considered flat. The prices are considered flat or constant because we have fixed the prices with respect to base. What is the base? 2011-12. That is the reason there is no price fluctuation in this. Whereas in the case of current prices, price fluctuations were there, right? Anyway, let us see. Once again, the same question. First, anyway, let us take first. Directly go to diagram. No understand, sir. Now you will understand why I have discussed the graph. No understand, sir. Telangana GSDP at constant prices. Telangana GSDP constant price. What is the value? 7.27. 7.27 lakh crores. 7.27 lakh crores. 7.27 lakh crores is the Telangana GDP at constant price. Do remember this point. So this is constant. Earlier it is current, right? The point is, please listen here. What is the growth rate? What is the growth rate of Telangana? What is the growth rate of Telangana in 2022-23? What is the growth rate of GDP at constant prices? Constant prices in 2022-23. Constant means what? It is a real. So answer is a 7.4%. That is an important one. 7.4%, just as a 15.6%, right? Earlier that is with respect to current, and this is with respect to constant. Please do remember the facts. Do remember the facts because the facts can be important, right? Anyway, you might have noticed in the earlier examinations already conducted by Telangana TSPs, right? So 7.4%. Anyway, 7% is not that much important. 7.27 lakh crores. So please listen here. Look at the facts here. The above one is Telangana, bottom one is India. You can see the graph, right? So now see the 2014-15. Now see the 2014-15. The Telangana growth rate was in 2014-15 6.8%. Got the point, right? Telangana growth rate was 6.8%. What is the all India growth rate? 7.4%. It means what? At the time of state formation, Telangana growth was below that of India. Got the point, right? After one financial year, it was increased to 11.6%, then 9.3, 9.7. It means what? Except 2014-15, in all the case of financial years, Telangana's GDP was higher than that of India with respect to constant prices. With respect to constant prices of Telangana's real GDP, please listen, sir. Telangana real GDP has always been higher than that of India since 2015-16. You got the point? Since 2015-16, because in 2014-15, Telangana's GDP was low. Please remember this fact, sir. Do listen to a particular statement. Now listen to a particular statement. You will know the significance of it. Listen. I think the statement is there here. The state's real growth rate, right? The state's real growth rate, that is real GSDP, real growth, has been higher than national growth rate every year since 2015-16. You got the point, not 2014-15. Why it is there? Just now explained. Because the Telangana's GDP was below that of India in 2014. There's an exception. So this is, remember, sir, if in this fact, in the case of 2015-16, the number is replaced at 2014-15. Suppose, then statement is correct statement, wrong statement, answer is wrong. You got the point. Question can be, which of the following statements are correct? In that question, the statement is, the state real growth rate has been higher than the national growth rate in every year since 2014-15. Right? Instead of 2015-16, it is given as 14-15. The answer is wrong. That is wrong. The reason is, you have already seen, it is 15-16. It is constant. Do you remember this? Constant means real. And I have already explained with respect to current. In the case of current, it has Telangana's GDP has always been higher than that of India since its state formation. Right? This is not important. See, remember, sir, any figures with respect to 2021, 22 are not that much important for exam. Right? You need to remember the facts, particularly with respect to 2022, 23. Right? So the facts before 22, 23 are not that much important for the exam, particularly for the competitive examinations. Right? So let us see per capita income. Right? So before we take up the facts or values or data of per capita income, you need to understand what is per capita income, right? What is per capita income, sir? So far we have derived the values of GSDP, gross state domestic product, right? So we all know that GSDP is the total size of the economy. What is the total size? How many goods and services are produced within the state or within the country is about GDP, right? In case of per capita income, right? Per capita income is about an individual. How much individual contribution? How much benefit is given to the individual? If you want to talk about an individual's benefit, we need to know about per capita income. It means, please listen, sir, per capita income is GDP divided by total population. Telangana means GSDP divided by total population, but one caveat, one condition, look at that list. One condition, we need to subtract depreciation from GSDP before calculating PCA. It means what? Most of the people say PCA, per capita income, is equal to GSDP divided by population. But the thing is not just a GSDP. We need to subtract GSDP from depreciation. Depreciation means, please listen, sir. For every machine, it can be machine, it can be any good, it can be mobile phone, it can be pen, right? For all the goods, there is some aging. You know aging, right? Over time, its functions is going to deteriorate. What is the point, right? The function is going to deteriorate over time. The function capacity is going to depreciate, is going to reduce over time. That is called as a depreciation. So the thing is here, we need to subtract depreciation from GSDP, right? If you have capital goods, that is machine. The machines, that is also called as wear and tear losses. I don't want to get into. So per capita income. So look at, sir, per capita income. In this per capita income, what is important? Once again, sir, look at the facts. is almost some 3.17 lakhs. This is not crores, just lakhs, right? Because divided by population, right? So the thing is here, we have taken current prices, not constant prices. Anyway, we can draw the graph from constant price also. So if you look at the per capita income at current price of Telangana with respect to 22-23, how much is the figure? 3.17 lakh. This is an important one, right? This is an important one. The question can be directly, what is the Telangana's nominal PCI, right? Nominal, not real. Nominal PCI, anyway, real PCI is not given in the book, right? I leave it. Nominal PCI in 2022-23, answer is 3.17 lakhs, right? This is a graph. Once again, sir, same question. Listen to the question. Listen to the question. The Telangana's per capita income has always been higher than that of India since state formation. I repeat, sir, you need to tell me right statement or wrong statement. The Telangana's per capita income has always been higher than that of India since its state formation. Answer is correct statement. It's quite clear, right? So we can frame three statements here. With respect to Telangana's GSDP, constant prices, current prices, similarly current price of per capita income, right? So do remember, sir, whenever a graph is there, can we have some inference, right? You need to have some statements out of graphs, because examiner generally takes statements from the graphs because basically it is a filtering, right? So listen here, what is the multiplier? If you look at the multiplier, means what here? Telangana is 1.4 lakh here. Here it is 8622. If you multiply 862647 into 1.43, answer is 1.124. So is it possible to remember all the figures of multipliers? Answer is definitely not. It is not possible, humanly impossible. Remember this one, 1.86, right? So 1.86 is the multiplier. 1.86 is the multiplier for Telangana's per capita income, right? For Telangana's per capita income, 1.86, right, is the multiplier. Do remember this fact. Anyway, the India's per capita income is not needed. Is not important, I can say. So 3.17 lakhs, 1.86. This is a growth rate, sir. Just now we have drawn the graphs, right? Growth rate, you know how to derive the growth. It means what? 3.17 lakhs minus 2.75 lakhs divided by 2.75. If you get some growth rate is registered, that is 15.1%. 15.1%. Anyway, not that much important. It's up to you. It's up to you. But remember, sir, once again, the growth rate of per capita income of Telangana has always been higher than that of India since its state formation. There is no dip. You can see it, except Telangana's GDP of constant prices. In constant prices of Telangana GDP, that is real GDP, in 2014-15, there was some dip, only 1 year. After that, it was higher than that of India, right? Remember that a particular exception. It can be important. Now let us begin sectoral contribution. Sectoral contribution means agriculture sector, industrial sector, service sector, right? So traditionally, sir, listen, conventionally, generally we in the NCERT books, if you open the NCERT books, there was some primary sector, secondary sector, tertiary sector, right? But in the modern books, we need to study agriculture, industry, service sector. There is no much a difference, except in this book it is saying in primary sector, generally mining and quarrying is considered. If you look at in primary sector, right, mining and quarrying. In primary sector, generally mining, mining, coal mining or steel mining or iron ore mining. Generally, mining and quarrying is a part of primary sector. Not only agriculture, allied, allied sectors, right? Allied sector means animal husbandry, fishes, dairy. We will see, sir. Agriculture, a separate chapter is there. No need to hurry. The thing is, mining and quarrying here. Mining and quarrying is a part of industrial sector. They given in the book. We need to take it, right? Mining and quarrying, because the reason is obvious, sir. Because this is a technological modernization, right? Mining has become so much modernized. Quarrying also, so much machines, capital goods are introduced, right? So that is the reason. Generally, primary sector means we are dealing with the raw materials. We are dealing with the nature quite directly. Once the raw material is produced, if it is given to the second state, that is the secondary. Right, and in between primary sector and secondary sector, whatever the service is there, it is a tertiary sector. But the thing is here, thanks to technological modernization, technological sophistication, things are going to be changed drastically, right? Anyway, so GVA, the concept of GVA is also given here, gross value added. Do remember, sir, In the case of GDP, I told you, in case of gross domestic product, double counting problem is there. What is double counting problem? The example given here is that if you take a bottle of orange juice, for example, the price of a bottle of orange juice, suppose 30 rupees, 50 rupees, right? That is a part of goods. That's a part of goods in the case of GDP contribution in a particular country. But the thing is here, sir, the price of the orange bottle, please listen, sir, the price of the orange bottle already includes the price of oranges or any other fruit. You got the point, right? The price of 50 rupees, it includes the price of bottle, it includes the prices of raw oranges, it includes the price of any marketing. The complete price is 50 rupees. But in case of GDP, we double count problem. Double counting means 50 rupees price is there, the bottle of orange juice. We again add the price of bottle. We again add separately the price of raw oranges. You getting the point, right? It means we are duplicating. Such a duplication is quite often in the case of GDP, even today also, because of lack of data, right? A statistics problem, data confusion. The point is here, to avoid this problem, to avoid the problem of double counting, the concept of GVA is introduced. GVA, gross value added, right? We will move forward. So service sector almost some 62.8% of. So how much service sector contribution is there in the Telangana's GSVA? 62.8. You need to remember, sir. You need to remember, right? So in the service sector contribution in Telangana, similarly, what industrial sector, including mining and quarrying, right? 19% contribution. So these are recent figures. That is with respect to 2023. So the question can be, which sector is providing highest contribution to Telangana economy? Answer is obvious, service sector, and agriculture is the least. Do remember this point. Agriculture allied sector is the least, that is 18.2%. Sir, these numbers also can be asked. So it means what you need to remember: 62.8% service sector, 19% industrial sector, 18.2% for agriculture and allied sectors of Telangana. You need to remember. Now let us compare Indian Telangana sectors as well as Indian sectors, right? So let us compare. So just now we have seen. This is also important, so it can also be asked, right? Anyway, we will wind up in just 2 or 3 minutes. Anyway, the first chapter is a big chapter and quite important for the exam. Many questions can be asked. We will wind up in just 2-3 minutes, right? So please listen, sir. 62.8%, right? 62.8%. Just now we have seen this is a service sector led contribution. Right, at the time of state formation only 61.3%. Now it is increased to 62.8% service sector. Anyway, no need to remember all the figures. Just remember 62.8% of 2023. Right. Just now we have covered 93% is for industrial and 18.2% is for agriculture. Right. If you look at India, this is India. What is the service sector contribution to Indian economy? 53.4%. So what can we infer? Telangana service sector's contribution is more than that of India service sector contribution. So obvious, right? The service sector contribution to Telangana economy is more than that of India's service sector. Quite obvious. Similarly, in the case of agriculture also, anyway, marginally, Telangana's agriculture sector contribution is more than that of India's agriculture contribution. Anyway, it's marginal, 18.2%, 18.1%. But if you look at industrial sector, sir, take a look here, 19%. Here it is 28.5%. It means what? Telangana's industrial sector contribution is less than that of India's industrial sector contribution. Employment wise or sectoral wise, that is a GVA contributions also, Telangana's value is low, particularly in the case of industrial sector. If you compare Telangana with respect to India, service sector, agriculture sector's values are more than that of India, but only in the case of industries it is low, right? It's quite obvious. If you look at agriculture sector, sir, just take a look at the next graph. If you look at the next graph, sir, this is 0.7%. It's visible, right? 0. This is a negative value, right? This is what is minus 0.7%. This is a negative value of agriculture sector of Telangana. You got the point, right? The time of state formation, sir, Telangana agriculture sector was negative. You got the point, right? Telangana agriculture sector was negative and then it is increased. Now it is rightly in the 11.9%. Telangana's, this is important. These figures are important. These three figures are important. What is the Telangana's agriculture sector growth rate of GVA in 2020-23? Answer is 11.9%. Question can be asked directly also, but we need to understand one point here. Telangana has only negative minus 0.7% at the time of state formation. Now it is 11.9%. Thanks to government, thanks to the efforts of the government, because it's a tremendous progress. It's a tremendous progress. Now it is 11.9%, right? And 10.5% is industrial sectoral growth rate, and 17.5% is service sector growth rates, right? We need to see. We need to see, sir. And if you look at here, we will wind up only 2 minutes. If you look at here, Telangana ranks second. Telangana ranks second among major states in Innovation Index. If you look at the Niti Ayog, releases one particular index that is called as Indian Innovation Index. Indian Innovation Index released by Niti Ayog. In this report, Telangana's rank is second in 2020-21. Sir, we have to see TS iPass, T Idea, T Pride, TS Global Linker, as well as T Hort, THART. We will see all those things in the industrial sector. Separate chapter is there. I don't want to take on that particular topic here. Right, we will wind up in the next class. Sorry, next class we need to cover employment also. That is labor force participation rate of Telangana with respect to India. What is the labor force participation? Rural labor force participation, urban labor force participation, and what is the Telangana's labor force participation? And the most important thing is female labor force participation. What is the female labor force participation of Telangana with respect to India? That is an important one. That is an important questions can be asked quite directly here. What is in fact the questions can be comparative, sir. For example, if you look at here, the Telangana's rural labor force participation rate is more than that of India. Questions can be like, which of the following statements are correct? Or the question can be directly, what is the overall labor force participation of Telangana? 65.4%. Our question can be fundamental. Fundamental is, what is labor force participation? The definition, right? We will see. Similarly, this is an important one. What is the Telangana's female labor force participation in the year 2021? This is a recent one, periodic labor force survey, which is a recent one. So what is the Telangana's female labor force participation? Answer is 50% and is more than that of India. It is a significant one. It shows women empowerment, right? If somebody says Telangana women are empowered or not, this is the one fact. This is one fact to justify Telangana women are much more empowered by looking at Telangana's female labor force participation. Telangana's female labor force participation is 50%. It shows that more women are engaged here. More women are engaged here in different occupations compared to India's female labor force participation, that is 34.2. This is an important one, sir. If you look at a male and female, right? Male of India and male of Telangana, here it is 80.4%, here is 81.2%. It means Telangana's male labor force participation is marginal lower. It is marginal lower that of 81.2%. Female is more important, sir. Female labor force participation is most important, I can say. The figure can be asked, or it can be more or less with respect to India, and it can be used in answer writing also. Answer writing also to justify how Telangana women are more empowered. This fact can be quoted wherever it is relevant, right? So we will see what is the definition of worker population ratio, what is the definition of labor force participation ratio, unemployment rate in the next class, and we will wind up, sir. We will wind up and then take second chapter, right? So make a comment, sir. Make a comments, and you can ask any questions in the comment box if you're really interested, and I do answer all the questions. All the questions put in the comment box, and you can raise some different questions also. If you have different topics where different questions are there, if you want to know the answers for those topics also, I'm ready to answer quite willingly, right? The only thing I'm expecting is some cooperation, right? And do subscribe, share, and like the video if you really feel this video is useful, because this is for everyone, right? This is for everyone. We will wind up here. Thank you.